Hello students, once again welcome back to Saranjit's class. Today we will be taking up present continuous tense in voice change. Ko adu kamay na nung tang si matamangan Davida. Ako na lakadoy se sana hai se present continuous gi tense ta layram base ako na active passive ta kamay tawni. Adu di active ki formula, active sentence amagi structural formula si subject lay daw ni plus is am are ko aduga nangi verb to the continuation ing form da laigadaba ni ing yauraga and then active passive na ako na tawdo siya sige kano si malaani object sima now passive ta laadi passive ta among laadi kay dawi harakanda sige object se mana subject wala ga lakto ni every voice change tawa matamda we must remember that the object in active sentence becomes the subject in passive. Then, masi yung follow tarani is, am, are ko. Adug sila riba ing siya ay koy na passive tadi continuation ut na ba bing ngay na sakrani. And then this verb must be in its V3 form, then followed by oigera, to oigera, whatever is the preposition. Aduga, agent never lakadoy. Agent to kanano, this subject becomes the agent of the action in passive construction. Yay ko sa nahining isa, aduna, example ang makatanglaw ang sifat lang na ko. Okay, let us take an example. Any simple sentence ang malaw si ko. She is cooking the meal har si matang sige na ko. This is an example. Ado masigi po sa ako na kano da passive to on ba matamda what is the first rule? Find out the verb. Ko ado cooking hai base. Cooking hai base karibuno ina hangbuda lakpodo madu object na ba sentence to be. The high ribo object to passive tadi si active le ko. Passive tadi mana subject wala ka do ni. The meal. Meal si singular ni ko mas the plural ita banina nang gistagi is mr sa is logo tare the meal is then asagi continuation oy banina continuous oy banina bing la ani the meal is big cook si third form ko cooked aduga sugum ba se khoina kari hairani by hairaga si is an objective form the la adi her aduna si gi jaga jibuni passive haire base ngasai she is cooking the meal. Cooking hai base kanana tawi, she is in a tawi. So the subject is active in this sentence. Now is being cooked. Thongi batu karino harakanda the meal. Adu di thongba hai base ki action se subject se tawsali. Aduna matang asida subject se passive form da lai hai doini aduna sentence se passive sentence tare. Thongba hai bado is being cooked. Thongiye karino thongi do meal. Aduga hariba mil dudi sentence the subject on the lejaramina subject to the action to inflict already action do gi effect to subject to the already madu bakoy na kari kaure madu passive kaure. So this is a very simple example of how you change a sentence given in present continuous in active form into passive ta kamay na change tawni habado yare ko sidi yang biro may formula se subject is mr lejare aduga amuk verb la ani ing form da followed by the object. Now, adugi po to ako na passive to on ba matam dadi, this object becomes the subject of the passive sentence. Aduga nga saigi sige is mr sidagi suitable oiba chana ba do mathamagani nga saigi subject verb agreement ki matungina. Aduga sida riba ing se masina bing na laani aduga bing dugi matang dadi verb to participle form da ko mase v3 da laani then darkar leiba nangi kano se preposition se hapirani then aduga masai ki stele may subject to agent to ina bai gi matung dala di agent deba so si ni mong se ko ado agje mo yang si ko matang mo yang si basta ista ina hining ise ko na khang bada darkar le se kaino harakanda example se aina ngasai gi example se makhata na takwa matamda hojiki du na ina assertive sentence ma ta ukre negative form am da taroge yang si ko she is not teaching. He is not teaching the kids. Adudi negative sentence tare ko. Mana say that is not harabanina. Ado hariba potsi akoina horen kanoda. Magi passive ola ko matamda. Nasai haiba dumaina teaching. Kanabu tambirige the kids. So sige the kids an object meba. Here in this given sentence, the kids is the object of the verb is not teaching. So adundi this has to come in the beginning of the sentence. Sumaina, the kids. Now you must keep in mind that the subject is in plural. Adu itaragadi mana plural o itaragadi. Then you have to use the verb are because of kids being a plural subject. After are, what we have to do is we have to put the main verb in its third form. Before that, we have to understand the verb is in its continuous form. In order to show the continuous form, we have to put, as I have given in the formula, being here. The kids are not being, are not. This is the negative area. So the kids are not being. Third form of teach is taught. The kids are not being taught by, then you put the objective form of C. C never like those. C is not teaching the kids. I say kids na object oibanina, masisna the subject wala ni the kids. Masing yambanina are la ani. Then not yabanina is not hypodokon are not. ING sina being wala ni. Then teach habajigi third form la ani, followed by the preposition by, and she turns into her. This is a negative sentence. What about a question? Interrogative sentence naman already kamain tau sige. Interrogative sentence to amu yengsi ko. Interrogative sentence to amu yengsi. You can start the sentence with these auxiliaries. If you put this is in front of the sentence, in the beginning of the sentence, is she not teaching the kids? Then it becomes a question. Likewise, I will write a sentence. Are the boys attending the class? So I've given you a typical question in present continuous tense. Now here, we can see that the verb is attending. We have to find out the object first. The object si kamain tini attending yauri karibuno class sibu. Adun sige class na subject wala ko doiba passive tadi. Passive tadi class na subject wala ko ni. So let us write the class. This class has replaced the boys because the boys will go back to the end of the sentence as the end of the sentence. Aduna di ka daw masida layriba area se this area the class habasi ki mamangda sida layra may ba are habase sida lakadoy ne question word are jise lakadoy ni but however class in a singular oibani na are na lakba yadre kay na laani is na laani is the class. Then we have, since this is the subject, we'll put the verb here. What is the verb? Are attending. This is the verb. Adunadi is the class. So we have put is instead of are because the class is a singular subject. Aduna is the class. Now you use being because it is a continuous sentence. The verb is in its continuation form, continuous form. Aduna is the class being. Attend the third form duma ibiro. Attended. Is the class being attended? Kanana by the boys. Adu regadi nangi poto loisan listen. So are the boys attending the class? Angang singdo class yauribra. Yauribra yauba. Yauba to karino class. Adu di class to poro. Class si pora kan the question nina Mr. Miba are se masigi mahutta ikoi na yeng batare kari hapa is mr se kari hapa yai class se amakak oibanina singular oibanina nang say the is happening the is the class then attending habis na being attended on rani ko kanana no harakanda by the boys sigi subject se agent or galan yarabo kasu laitaba ni ilai laba ni ko adu angang sa akoina tammi base is very simple and the basic things. However, if you are not clear with the basics, if you do not know the basics of the grammar, then you will not be able to solve the questions that are asked in different exams and competitive examinations. Now, I have come with some of the questions which have been asked in SSC-CGL and other examinations. Aduna angang sing SSC ki prepare to wiriba or natraga bank ki IBPS ki kari kara ato ato mayam ma railways ki obiya ama ki obiya exam preparation to wiriba sing na ngasai ki English ki section da hayang parikha du face to the problem leitana bagi damak aina sample questions pujurak pani hariba simple questions sing se based on this tense ni ato pa tense tam tana te ngarang gi da ko simple gi tawgre present simple gi ngasina ko na present continuous gi tawgadoni. So let me take up the questions one by one. Yang chiko matang yang siya ba ko aduna han ba question na matang tawge sa ano ko question se amakag tawge se piri se preparations are being met for our annual feast siyang ko preparations are being met for our annual feast for our annual feast. Question na kadai dah ngak puno CGL gi tier 2 ni ko. Sila ise SSC CGL aduga tier 2. Aduga 2019 so ida dum isa lagay ko 2019 sinam. Now magi answer se ko na piga dori ni na yang seba hojik tak hibadu the base tawraga di akoi na kariyo gada preparations are being met si jaga si amo sige jaga si ko for our annual feast adi sidala ni se being haiba ma yawe aduga stage nangi v3 lere aduna di being the v3 ga lere gadi akoi na basic ne si khangbi ga daw neba and again are being met semba chaba tawri or natraga tawgadori karigi preparations mayam se and the annual festival ki annual feast ki damak preparation mayam ma tawri annual feast ki damak sin balangba mayam am tawri sin balangba se masibu tawri haidana are being met haidana sem saba tawri haidana lerekpa matamda kadaida preparations have subjects the name subject ta sige action sina magi effect to inflict taw taragadi subjective ohan taragadi madu ko ne passive na haibane. Now the question is annual feast ki damak sem saba mayam ma tawri harakanda kanana preparations are being met for our annual feast haraga by adu udai na mista yawgada bane ko by kanana haibama adu kanana haibado sta understood on hidden oraga thame in that case akona kadu tai harakanda masdile ramgado agento aikoina supply to dai chunaba ma adudi akoi ke annual fees ki damak sem sa baji kanana sem sa gadi aikoina sem sa gadi so dik mai irani we ko aduna silera mi basi plural subject ni adu itara di nangi keno se verb se present continuous the are la ani we are aduga being met haibase masi sina active tadi single olagasan gidoni haibagi arthadi verb ke ing form de sakidoni we are making haidada are being met haibase waila ani are making we are making preparations for our annual feast sita doine ba sigi form je la akanda ne ba koina active harise maramdi are making same sari bise kana same sari aikoina same sari adu aikoi je thabak tawri adu akoi je active ne ba adu buna sibuna active sentence hai ba asidana are being made same sari karibu preparation sing bu hai ba sin balang bu sing adu bu hai ba aduna sigi ani sigi khana ba se khang taraga di we can do things very easily ko aduna masida lari ba form je matam leba khibik da being haraga third form lera ba mamang da is mr was were lera ba hujiki oina di is mr hai tare present continuous ni na adu ita di madu obviously passive ne So from this sentence, preparations are being made for our annual feast. We can very easily conclude that the given sentence is in passive form because we can see that the verb is given in its third form preceded by the word being, which indicates that the sentence is a passive sentence. Moreover, we also have an auxiliary are here. So this is a passive sentence. The problem here is we have not been given the agent of the action of being met. So in that case, we have to supply the subject by ourselves. In this case, we can very easily understand that the preparations are being made for our annual fest. The annual fest is our. So who will be doing the preparations for the annual fest? We will be doing the annual fest, making the preparations. We'll be making the preparations. So I have given the subject we, so that the sentence looks much apt with this question. So we can say we are making preparations for the annual feast, right? So let us take another question. The wall of this park. The wall of this park is being painted. Is being painted by children. This is the given question for questions. Now it has been asked in SSC-CGL Tier 19. SSC-CGL Tier 2 2019. I'm just indicating the year and the examination so that you can be aware about the types of questions, the difficulty level of the different questions which have been asked in these different examinations. Aduna sigi makalgi exam sida koigi SSC gi CGL gi combined graduate level gi parikha sida karamba level gi karamba standard ki kayam difficulty leiba easiness kayam leiba karam gi question hange du khangna bagi damak aina tawrise masi SSL gi CGL gi ni tier 2 ni adu da ne na angang sing de khangna ba haijabani ko so that mana khara stegi khara na idea leina ba. Now, kana answer si pido ini na answer si ako na pido rabani na ko. Mistake ako ni yang doy se yang sa sida ko na answer si pido ini. Ado ako na yang badang ngarang dagi yang ako da ngasi mo yang ako da ako na uri se maximum number of the sentences it is given in or these are given in karida. Passive ta loin pi. Sida mo yang the wall of this park araga kado ba is being painted. Again, be verb later, aduga sayida continuation gi being later, painted later. V3 later, being later, B3 later, being later. Adugi mathakta so amuk by children haidana koina preposition by ga agent ka pirame. Adu di masana si again passive tari, si ju passive. Kono on doisina kari active ta. Adu di yang si wal si kanana paint tok doino children sina. Children do subject ta ardi koi. Children. Now, sige is being painted. Habis sige ako na kangi siya. Masik continuous sentence sama na being yaw bagi. Adi ay ko na muksu continuous su karida present ka is yaw bagi is MR ol bagi. Adi tadi children se masing yama banina ay ko na kada tare children are hay gani ba ko na children are. Aduga nasay gis na being painted habis painting hay gani. Ko mana active ta lakpa matam dadi matam leiba khibik ta verb ta ing yawnil paint habu da ing hapaga. Children are painting the wall of this park. Natra the wall of this park sine bata dois. Children are painting the wall of this park. Sumay na nila iba questions. Ano my dear students, ay na hajaningi na I'm working very hard for you guys so that you can benefit from these kind of videos that I make for your benefits. And I'm also working very hard finding out the questions from different books and then solving them for you. Aduna, isam-sam na sumpagi jugay o inaharabakanda, please watch my videos. Aduga lona na ay bupungin thukat pibo boy na motivation kara, pibi boy na inspiration kara, pibi boy na please subscribe to my channel. Arangsu ay na ay video da hajabaduni, nasijo mong hajari. aigi channel gi maming na Sir Ranjit's English Circle haibani yengbiu subscribe to view kana bulabiu thank you ko aduna sik yangsi aina hairi se kaino aina sum tak na tan adum ko ai adum tak na tan tawjage aigi channel gi maming se ko Sir Ranjit's English Circle hai so maming ama laitaba yadabni na tholi bidi ko isa sa Sir Ranjit's English Circle sida kitang section bi matare thi ba matam da line na pangana ba ko aigi spelling sida double e ma yaw bani ba ko okay coming back ai mathang gi question ji amung tawge mathang da lairiba question sina an interesting discussion is being held on environmental degradation ko question number 3 da lai se siduma hai se an interesting discussion is being held aduga karida on environmental degradation environmental ki chok tharak ba kai tharak ba gi matang de amna maru oi ba discussion nama khanane ne ba ma pangthok kadori hai ba gumbani adu this de la ise is being held atra ngasai gi du chamane amuk su ko being ga v3 ga mamang da singular subject or bagi discussion and singular subject or bagi is ama is na ulis di present na hai bani being hai basina uli basina continuous ni havani v3 sina uli basina passive ni havani so si amusu passive te lere masi je hangai sina sisu CGL tier 2 ni ko sisu samani nga sai gi duga CGL tier 2 gi ni adu magi answer se yeng se ba koi kamain igi de okay noi gi budi ri ke doge har kanda MCQ ni na multiple choice questions ni na sigi kano si question ji piram maga option mari piram doine adu option mari du koi kano si speed su leiba tai dana ko nang sum karina chumino hai taragadi you will not be able to manage your time you have to be aware about the time allotted to you so for that of the 4 options given you should be able to identify the correct answer at one loop natra adu ta di madugi so koina khara khangba phai ba adu matang sida koina udoi se si gi sina maram oiraga is being held haibasina it indicates passive sentence ne abse khangal leba adu koina horen kano da active lakpa matam da koina barabar khangdoi si kaino har kanda says that an interesting discussion is being held on environmental degradation by whom kana na no discussion tawdoi do aduna mastage the is being held haibasi ma yaw khrabadina agent yaw do ne adu tadi madu ai khoina kana na tawrino discussion yamna interesting over discussion ama pangthok puthe kana na pangthoi no du khangdabnina kai tawtare ai khoina subject to sumain ama pisalo v adi we la bani na sta r la ani we are sigi held sigi first form the whole ni and the say sigi posi yawramadi are holding haiba word ani si yawram taragadi nangi answer do chum godore haisina adu khango if you find these two words in any of the options then you must conclude that the answer is going to be the correct answer further the correct yeng badi aidana aduna we are holding an interesting discussion si ta do ne ba karida interesting discussion aduga on environmental degradation ko sita do ne sigi area se hek phangaba nangi option mari du da are holding habisi ma phangaba do tardi is being held habisi lak do ne adu masi hek yawram mafam du da nana khanga do se this passive sentence is given in present number 1 because of is and then because of being held that indicates it is a continuous sentence aduna this is present continuous ki sentence ne adu present continuous in activity kari ogado no present continuous in activity message sa ing ma yawgadabani preceded by any of the is mr form adu de dum yare dana answer do khange dana Okay? Yai ko ngang sa. Aduna number 4 si mo yang si ko. Number 4 si kay no. A new song is being composed by her. Sis ma hai se a new song is being composed by her. Lista. Masina karam kanda hangino 2020 SSC ko CGL ni 2020 lista. Now answer si yang si se su sab mane. Sabay ni di kayo lista is being composed. Sina maram wala gani ko khang dois. Ada kanana mana. Ada di ma si subject already C. C the D is emerge is lakadi C is. Aduga being composed hai base ai koi na active the composing. C is composing. Kari no? A new song. Say is tadu. Ado C ki form se lakra di answer do sum me. Active the verb ta ing yauraga mamang the be verb amana precede tawrakanda madu present continuous hai bane. Aduna C ki form se hek uba kanda is composing hai ba posi ura adi nangi answer do sum na bagi more than 50-60% ti nangonda nang asana madu Sumdore has a kangadong. And further, adugi matung the dis remaining words may amlay kanana composed to manatory in Habama. Kari composed to new song composed to Yama. Other parikada taste or sikasunate, Sigi area, Sikamina, only Sigi, Sikamai, only Sikatane. I think you understand what I'm trying to tell you. And all these things that we are learning is not really very difficult. But then, why do we fail to give the correct answers? The reason is you have to know the concept, the basic, which means if you are given the formula of the active sentence, what is its corresponding formula of the passive sentence, which I have already given just a few minutes back. Yareko, adu the never going to do this. Aduna, Madu Kangakan, the Nilo Inchumakadois. Adurdi, Amushu Yangsi, we shall continue with other questions. Why are people being allowed to gather on the streets? This is the question number 5. Why are people being allowed to gather on the streets? To gather on the streets. This is the question, okay? And CGL Tier 2 2020. CGL Tier 2 2020. Adudi, sidagi dum khanga mani isa singna ko. Hangiba question se kaya muk difficult oi bajano. Adu munna khanjal lagadi these questions are all school level questions. We have learned these things while we were in class 9-10. Aduna di, sida karigi set taurino harakanda, sigi level de karigi set taurino harakanda, the conducting body of SSC just needs you to answer simple questions like this so that your knowledge of basic English or day-to-day life English can be tested properly. Adugine. Aduna di, hoja ko kadabo tare again. Why say the being allowed aduga silaisi. So being allowed sina kay tayo being allowed hai bisina continuous sentence ne absi tayo. Sila riba are sina kari tayo present continuous sentence tayo. Ado why are people being allowed to gather on the streets? Mi mayama mas sorok ta pula pulhan bisa masi kari gi yahli bano. Mi mayama ma sorok ta Lerak khulakta pula pun bese karigi yahali bano. Kanana yahali no? Adudi sila mala oitro. By so and so na. Why karigi damag aro bege people me sigje being allowed yahan bese together pun bese on the streets. Lambi sorok kami pula pun ba yahali se karigi no hai bane. Adudi pun ba yahan ba do gi allowed tori bado kanani allowed tori bano kanani yahali bano. Adugi potu ne ba ako na masay ita yamon na section bigada bese. First, you must identify whether the given sentence is passive or active. Now from this sentence, we can conclude that it is a passive sentence. When it is a passive sentence, there must be an agent of what? Of being allowed, are being allowed. Who is allowing? Who is allowing? So by so and so. So let us consider the agent as the government. Then adudi kaidorani sigi people haibasina maning de chakraga ko sigi people haibasina maning chakraga ngasai nangi agent tuna se changani adudi sima hires the government. The government. Aduna sigi people sigi mahuta ina the government si thamadi sigi word ani se makhoi ani se lakadaune. The government si singular oibanina sigi R sigi singular form di karita harakanda is. Aduga WH haibadudi adum thamgani. My point is, when you change this sentence into passive, what we do is we have to identify, we have to imagine an agent of this are being allowed, this group of work. Now I have taken that agent as the government. And since it is a question, the government is to be preceded by a verb, an auxiliary in the form of is MR. Since the government is a third person singular number, I have used is. Then this WH word is to be kept as it is. Aduna, why is the government being allowed? Si kari olani continuous form de allow the ing hapsan. Si hapsan. So why is the government allowing people to gather on the streets? Adudi sigi sentence dagi, why is the government allowing people to gather on the streets? Allowing kanabu people. Adudi, why are the people being allowed to gather on the streets? And laksya draba. So yung munna. Sina active talaga. Why is the government allowing? Allowing karibu amadi kanabu. People bu. Adi horen sigi people sina passive olok pakanda di manise subject o insang dito niya banatra. Aduna people si masing yambanina why are ang laani? Why are people? Sigi kano sina allowing sina kariyan laani being allowed na laani. Karamay allowed to gather on the streets. So, why is the government allowing people to gather on the streets? Yay ko lubran ne. Yam lubran natin day sa ko. Adum kanoni. Practice to bama darkar tay, sentence masa khangbam darkar tay, and asagi formula ama pyramid bodo natraga different groups ki, different tenses ki natraga different sentence structure ki, different kinds of sentence ki se sila isina kanoni. Koi ki interrogative ni with WH or natraga ikoi na hayin thengnarak pada objective thengnarakani, exclamatory thengnarakani, adigi koi ki kanosi koi ki order tauba adigi request tauba aduda ko imperative sentences thengnarakani my formula do khangai loire aduna ngarang dige koi na tawri city we have started with present simple, now we are doing present continuous adu yam lai ba po ne ba adu lai ra basu akoi na khangragadi mistakes adum tawgani ba adu khangnabagi damak you please pay attention to whatever is being taught here ko adu kitang section na tabiyo mun na tabiyo number 6 amaka tawge are the attendance rules being relaxed by the authorities sila ay say are the attendance si kitang phajadre kitang amta muthalamge ko are the attendance rules being relaxed by the authorities? Siya question ni. Sidana WH na tre. Ko. Sidana yes no question ni are the attendance rules ki rules sing ko being relaxed by the authorities. Sinakaram kanda hangino are the attendance na SSC ki CPO da. SSC ki CPO ko police Combined Police Organization ki Tier 2 2021 da hangisi. Adudi SI ki mayam duni ko aduna are the attendance rules being relaxed by the authorities. adu chap manei sai dagi tamibu pose akhoi sei da amu yango being relaxed. Being relaxed later says the be verb later. Aduga amuk kano si agent kana de pire the authorities have any. Authorities have a plural de lay. Adu di yang si ko. The authorities hane te iwi ko. Tammi ngai da. Haugalak pagi the authorities. Masing yambro si masing yambro plural na tros hai. Adu ita di nang na attendance rules have a Sigi attendance rules se masigi mahuta akoina kari janga kadoino authorities sang kadoini aduna this delay ramiba kano se the authorities se the attendance rules ki mamangda sigi entire ki mamangda the question ni na question word am se dakata the authorities have ni na kari haitare are haitare si plural obine undi are the authorities harakanda authorities duna se subject lai grabani na kadau tare still river verb se lakani adudi being relaxed haibase akoina continuation de iradi ka igani relaxing hagada natra being relaxed haibase relaxing are the authorities relaxing karibu the attendance rules sumaina the attendance rules silore ne ko laidra du dia kasule ba ponate munna de yang biyo tawriba mayam se aduga if you have any confusion if you need any kind of clarification you can watch the video and then send a message to me in the comment section ko comment section da chiksa laga message thajam biro so that it can be interactive between you and I akhoi masen gi marakta khangdaba tanaba yaba lone tananna bagi damakta my effort is directed my effort is meant to help the students. Not many students in Manipur. There are so many students who are preparing for this kind of examinations and other similar kind of examinations, and they are finding it difficult to go to far away coaching centers and other things. We have almost 16 districts in Manipur, and many of the students they are graduates or they have done their secondary level examinations and all, and because of certain need and certain requirements, they are preparing for such kinds of examinations so that they can grab a job. But however, since most of the coaching institutes are located in Imphal city, and many are in fact inaccessible to most of the students residing in far-flung areas. There is one very important factor. The affordability of the courses given by the coaching centers. Paisado laibra ba. So if paisado lainaraktabani na, paisado lainarakta because coaching centers sumoy charge to tabani, they are hiring teachers, they are putting efforts, they are renting assets, renting buildings and other things, and they are buying this kind of digital panel, AC, ama. They have to run an entire system, so it cost money. Aduna di moisu kredi charge sauta baneba. But the question is, alapada label lam miyo yamana Imphal da la kanda bhara da lai rakanda rent lai rakanda ngasai coaching si tongna na bohon rakpa matam dadi madugi kano se angang dugi natraga satra dugi aspirant dugi pesa se yam changi hab ado afford to ngam da kaya am su leba adu mayam du yega kanda sar na khartang gorsu mateng oina da baina sargi khangjab lam hai tare english ki jaga se aina khare english pamjabani na khatam jarakni na khangjabani na aina mayam ge benefit pin na bohona jabane agna sigi benefit pin na bohona basida aina honariba aigi level aigi effort mayam se na kone recognize to birakanda aigi video singse yangbiu aduga doubts laiba clarifications darkar laiba khangda padaba mayam do comment section da hangbirau I will be more than happy to help you habani da ko yarani ko makatasi makha sida leiri sina number se kano si 7 da leire ko khara dum tawsen tawani number 7 da leire number 7 sina hai sina elaborate plans where elaborate plans is where elaborate plans were being made elaborate plans were being made for ROCs destination wedding Sini question se. Ko. Masisu SSC-CGL Tier 2 2022. Si 2022 da hang hai sa ko. Masidong yengo. Masisu chamani. Akoi na paikhala ibase specific tense sam da paikhat panina. Nasi je akoi na present continuous da paikhat panina. Form je chap mana doine ba. Hayeng ko na matang tense ba amsi lora kanda loina mix up tora kanda akoi amuk solve tongina si matam du da na ai na karigumba nasi so dum tawram ke homework ki type ta question ama ni adum thamam ge noina solve tong na ba adu adum commentation lo chumra lam ri ngana ba ko adu matam du tawrakhini hauji ko na mu yang si elaborate plans are where osalabo adu masida where oi ba yaro ko di present tammi bani na ko present tammi mina are oi hansing hatang ko where is in the past tense ni where is the past tense ni ko anu says that are being met sine bangagi magi passive construction se ande yamna elaborate oiba yamna pak sanba yamna kupna naina ba plan mayam ama are being met semi plan mayam ang tauri arusigi destination wedding gitam destination wedding adi long khongdong buje khoi gi tourist destination ama samna Dubai da tawbu yai Malaysia da tawbu yai Phuket da tawbu yai ban tawbu tu gi wani ko adudi ngasai ke domaina samana na elaborate plans are being made for Arusi's destination wedding kana na tawri no sigi planning si are being made plans are being made who's making the plans adu akona supply taw doine ba haibadi agents hidden laigre understood laigre adu aru sigi mama mapana taromba yai aru sigi family gi mina taromba yai madu akona plural subject amo inte lawsi they hectagen se they ko adu di they gi matung da di sigi kaino se present tense le ri base ai khoi su are thamba tare they are being made haibasi di make ka ing ga hai la ni they are making natra are being made haibasi they are making kari elaborate plans kari gidama for Arusi's destination with laidra na laibani da ngang ko adu lai aidana neglect to budi adi dana simayai masimayai number 8 si yun ko what are you being disturbed by singo what are you being disturbed by what are you being disturbed by sina sisu SSC-CGL Tier 2 2022 gi ko sina what are you being disturbed by sige answer si yang se akoina uri se being disturbed aduga stay the are si le rebadina hozik what are you being disturbed by nang se karina disturb tawrabage what karina are oibage you nang se being disturbed by disturb taw gusin je karina orega at sigumba construction se la adi masina what na maram oragani nangbu disturb tawribudo madune ba mana hanga isi what haina khangdadana andi I am being disturbed by the commotion hairo adudi aina kari irani the commotion is disturbing me havani the commotion is disturbing me question 1 to di kariana onthorani is the commotion disturbing you haina lakani is mamang lakani aduna what haiba poto thirakpani na khode kadau tare message what ado hojik seista being disturbed se disturbing laktoini natra being disturbed habise kari olakani obviously disturbing olakani ado masdaista seista ina is hapadi sigi what se ngasai gi nangna thiri ba potuna singular oiragadi sa khasam na haraga I am being disturbed by the commotion singular ne lo kanda the commotion is disturbing me the commotion is disturbing me havani ado commotion du khangdabadi kari no khangdabadi what na sele what is disturbing you smai ta doine and what is disturbing you haradi sigi pose passive to on bada smaina ko what disturbing you do natra disturbing kanabu you adu you thamani you thamadi sikachanga ni is mr se arla ni what are you haraga disturbing se being disturbed. What are you being disturbed? Habadi yaroi. Maramdi man say the by have a preposition inadaba yaroi. Being disturbed by karina adu nadana haina. Adu kitamukta what are you being disturbed by? So do not get confused by this by. Sina confused over yaroi. Tudona kasi darkar lite. Being disturbed habadu agent namana disturb to agent to khang dabagi by lakshabani. Na ako no onda kandadi what is disturbing you and all ani. Kangani ko ina haise. Yanta banatro. What are you being disturbed by? Haven't see what sineba and the I am being disturbed by the commotion and the commotion is disturbing me. Have a good and the commotion to come the bagi what is disturbing you and all. Now the kind of disturb away. What is disturbing you? Chauba is disturbing me. Have a company. Chauba is disturbing you. Have a company. The chauba to come the what are you being disturbed by? Yardro Yarnika Amuyang say. Mathangda khatang phaja phaja wain lokhalasi asida raibani adusu tausi number 9 ko number 9 si tabna tawrakke ko the meal is being prepared by the chef hai the meal is being prepared by the chef. Sumay hai. Ado asisu SSC gi mana SSC da CHSL. Hangami ba sok na 22. 22. Ay na. Ado magi answer si kamay tawsi gi ngo nang sa ko. Ngasay dagi tawri ba si akoy na sum ubada hujik phawda akoy na ubada sigi area si adum uri. Sigi area si ui haibadi passive uri. Matang sigi oinadi magi preposition by ka agent ka supirami. Do dekho agent na iyo haibani sina horagi iyo haibani the chef. Ko the chef lai re. A singular ni na sigi is lai bise dum thamani present tense punna ba the chef is being prepared sina magi continuous the ing form the iyo haibani the chef is preparing karibu the meal. Irai lai bana tarne ko irai lai bani and practice na khalo akoy na tawri se practice exercise me amam tawri na khalo ko then the yang see then a lot of runs are being scored by the batsmen then ko a lot of runs are being scored by the batsman says that Sumaile rami. Ado sigi sisu sina SSC stenogi ko stenographer gi haitare SSC stenographer grade C and D do grade C and D aduga 20 gi 2020 gi ni ko songyam zabanai sengo by the batsman sum khanga bani na direct tawsalake ba the batsman sina na khanga do ba mana batsman se plural da lai ko tuingo batsman bet paiba cricket sana ba bet paiba batsman mayam do plural da lai radi nang stage rp da yaroi ko the batsmen are haraga being scored sidi kai hairani active tadi scoring harani the batsmen are scoring kari no moina score to ido a lot of runs adu hapsan biro ita do tare ko the batsmen are scoring a lot of runs nungai report ta ibala riksibo monotonous orebo igi tonje ai je bara bara takning man dai ni ne I want to teach everything as fast as I could so that you and I don't waste any moment of time aduna sum taksan banida ko ado ko si wari jani ai na wase nga sum tak bakanda I get exhausted ko adum wa bazane ba however it's my job adu khallakanda it's my responsibility, it's my duty as a citizen of this nation, as a teacher, as a professional teacher, whose primary aim is to educate the mass, particularly the students. I don't know, so let me continue for another 5 minutes. But if you do not work hard in these 1, 2, 3, 4 years, these very crucial important years ko naha oiringaigi sei trampante na kunmari kunmanga bhausiki matamsida nang na honaba yaba kanna honna hauda taragadi nangi lemahori ba punsi do after 25 tagina nang na hingba 80 90 wo hingba do that will be spoiled haitare. You will not be able to live a dignified life ko ijat leiba punsi hingba ngamoy aduna haujiki sahi khara sida 17 18 19 20 24 25 sahi sida ne nang na ne nang gi ijat ki dakar leite mina ngangling mangangna jasano mina hiding behind jasano nang yung aga lairik tu da nang sit taw da yade nang gi ambition ama thamta bani anuga masigi exam si crack taw da yade masi madi ai soidana selection phangan da yade na entire being na sa pom base dedicate taw thoga hona da taragadi aina ngasai haibado sahi kharagi matungda you will be ashamed of yourself na thanda nang se kare hai tare depression la kanara kadoi ni ko adu khang da ba du khang na you have to work hard and make me work hard. You make me work hard so that you will benefit. Although I will also benefit. How will I benefit? Adu ju question naman ni ko. Anyways, matang damu yang si atopa mamu yang si trumpets ko. Question number 10 la. 10 na dumi lagi sa ana ko. So the trumpets are being blown. Bigun khonge trumpets are being blown off by the soldiers. Kadobagi khong to announce the victory. To announce the victory. Sini question sinamuk SSC-CGL Tier 1 22 2022 da hang hai ko. Now answer is sama nere ngasai duga by the soldiers sin hobiro ko the soldiers masing yama bo si plural ora bo arthamo aduga being blown hai bisi kaidorani magi inform that blowing the soldiers are blowing karibu trumpets kaidona ba to announce the victory yare ko aduni kasum nate very simple ko very simple amaga yangsi sina question ji kitang sangi ige are the rules and regulations are the rules and regulations ko are the rules and regulations being followed by the sports authority in the selection process karigi selection process for the Olympics question ni ko sisu zamane isa sa ko. You don't need to panic when you see such type of sentences wherein you find that the English words are a little difficult words or maybe the sentence is a little long because I have written 3 lines. So sometimes students might get panic. No, you don't need to get panic. You just need to identify the sentence, the voice of the sentence. So here when I read the sentence are the rules and regulations, now you see the word being and then the third form of follow. So obviously this sentence is given in what? Passive voice. And then now since in passive voice, while turning that passive sentence into active, what we do, we have to start the sentence with the agent in the passive voice. So find out the agent. So here we can see that by is followed by the sports authority. See, this is the agent in this sentence. Now this has to be used as the subject of the active sentence. So let us write it. The sports authority. The sports authority. care must be taken when using the question word, the auxiliary. Now, since this is a question, our active sentence should also be in a question form, should also be an interrogative sentence. In this case, authority is singular, so what do? We write is. Is the authority being followed has to be changed into following. Is the authority, is the sports authority following what? The rules and regulations. Following the rules and regulations. Is the sports authority following the rules and regulations in the selection process for the Olympics? Put a question mark. So this is the answer. So in hiding is a pakakano sentence am jawi line ongi sentence so kari karano the kari karano rules and regulations ka haibugumba sports or theatrical haiba selection process for the Olympics. Kanta no panic to ningai lete. Karim the panic to gano read the sentence very carefully. Munna pabiro find out the area where you can identify the sentence to be a passive sentence, and then since when you turn a passive sentence se aikona active sentence the olak matamda kari na hogani haire agent na hogani haire adu ta nang agent to thiyo sentence to the by gi matung da preposition to gi matung da kana lai gi thiyo du thambira kanda question ni na sigi mamang sida akoina auxiliary ama lakadabane adu khange auxiliary do sina singular orabani na authority na singular orabani na maise kai la ani singular la ani is mr gi matung da kai la ani is la ani dore elai dro elai bani